You couldn't have paid me money to tell me I wasn't going to be a plastic surgeon. Springtime junior year, everyone was talking about the amazing internships they were going to be doing in the summer. I knew people who were going to JP Morgan, Chase, people who had internships at Yale, Mass Gen Hospital, Johns Hopkins. And I actually didn't really have anyone to guide me through like the college process, so I didn't realize that I should have already started looking for internships at the beginning of my junior year. So right before spring break, I was stressed trying to figure out what the heck I was going to do. And all the internships that I was trying to apply to, full. I was trying to reach out to people that I had met in the healthcare industry throughout the years, seeing if there was any way I could chat with them. And everyone kind of said that I was already late in the application process. So you know what I did? I got creative. I'm going to give you the short version because it's a long story, but the whole story is in my book. And back to the regular scheduled programming. I literally used the last money I had in my account to book a flight home for spring break. One of my friends asked me to go with them to the Bahamas, but I was like, nah, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for the summer. I printed out my resume, like a statement, letter, all the things that I would have put in a typical surgical medical internship application. And I had like 20 something packets in these little manila envelopes. I had them printed out. Now I was only home for 3 days. The next morning after landing, I got in my car, I had my little manila envelopes, and I was driving up and down Pacific Coast Highway in LA, dropping off my manila envelopes at every hospital and clinic. I was asking if I could speak to the surgeons, as if the surgeons weren't in surgery. As if they didn't have patience. I literally just walked into every office and was like, hi, I'm looking for an internship. Here's my package and all my information. I'd really love the opportunity to shadow the surgeons here. I am a pre-med biology student and I'm trying to figure out what exactly I want to do in my career. All the receptionists were kind of looking at me like, who is this girl? But there was one surgeon who was like, we don't do internships. It was a UCLA clinic. We don't do internships, but the hospital up the road has a bunch of private practices around it. You should go ask them. So I drove up the street to this little center where there were a bunch of private practices. And the first clinic I saw, like right across the street from this major hospital in LA, was a private practice for a plastic surgery office. So I walked in and gave the same speech, and the medical office manager was like, okay, we'll take your information and get back to you. Literally the next day they emailed me and they were like, okay, the doctor wants to meet with you and just have like an introductory conversation. I met with the doctor and he gave me an internship. He was like, yeah, I became a doctor not just to treat patients, but to help other people figure out what they want to do in the medical profession. So I actually interned with him for the majority of the summer, and he got me an internship with a major hospital across the street as well, which was funny because I tried to apply for an internship there, but they said no. But because he did surgeries there, I ended up being a medical observer with the hospital. I didn't get paid, but I learned so much, and I think that internship honestly helped me figure out what I wanted to do with my career.